My name's Rob Maylin and I'm here today at the Yateley Complex of Lakes. Yateley is owned by Leisure Sport Angling Club. I'm here to introduce a video about the Yateley Ya-Hoo crew, Jock, Terry and Keith, who over the last few years have experienced some excellent action on this very difficult lakes. I myself have fished these lakes in the past and experienced just how hard they are, due mainly to the fact that the fish stocks are very low. The recording that you're about to see was not shot by professionals, it was shot by Jock and the members of the Ya-Hoo crew on a small camcorder in conditions that were not always favourable, so please take that into account when considering picture quality. Come with me now and we'll meet Jock and the rest of the team and see how they're doing on the Yateley Complex. Hello, Jock. Got the kettle on, mate.
Hello, Rob. How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you doing?
Well, okay. Want a cup of tea?
Lovely. Yep.
Just boiled, mate. Sugar?
Please too. Thanks.
There you go then, Rob. All right.
Cool, blimey, Jock. Your tea don't get any better. What are you trying to do? Poison me? What have you got in here? Lake water?
Cheeky sod, mate. A nice cup of tea. What's the matter with you?
Only joking. There's 14 lakes on the complex, but only a few of them receive any carp pressure. Can you tell us about those particular lakes?
Yeah, well, this is a split, Rob. As yet, nothing's come out of here. No carp that I know of, anyway, witnessed. We got to my left, the Pad Lake. It's got 5 fish up to heaviest one, 43 come out. In front of me there's the North Lake with 8 fish up to 46. And on my right we've got the Car Park Lake with heather and 5 other 30s in it. 11 fish in total in there.
We're not talking about a lot of fish here at the lake, are we? Why do you and your friends persist on these particularly difficult lakes?
Well, the atmosphere in the complex is a great atmosphere. The fish are all in good condition, they're big fish, and it's something pretty special to catch them to me.
Yeah.
I enjoy it, you know.
Well, you obviously must do, because you spend a tremendous amount of time down here, I know.
Yeah, I spend more time here than what I do at home, according to my wife anyway, yeah.
The Yateley Ya-Hoo crew, can you tell me something about that and how that started up?
Well, that started a few years ago. As you know yourself, you got the famous 5, and we thought, you know, we're a bunch of lads all fish together, let's, you know, get our heads together and form a little group, and there's 4 of us in it.
Who are they, Jock?
You got Tel, Keith, Martin, and myself, the 4 of us in it. A good bunch of lads, and all get on well together. Unfortunately,
Martin can't be here with us today. Can you tell us something about the fish that he's caught?
Well, he's done a bit up the cops. He's had a 24 out of there, a 28 out of there. Well, what weight was it? 28.2. You go say? Ya-Hoo. Ya-Hoo, right. Another one bites the dust.
Yahoo!
Good on. We had a result out of the Pad Lake, first time on the lake I believe it was, Christmas morning, had a 25 out of there. In a bit of a mess when he got it, mind you.
Well, you would be Christmas morning.
But a great result for the lad. I think that was his first fish out of Yateley, as happens. And also he had won the coagula at the car park and a 23 common. Which,
23 common. Is that the biggest common in there?
That's the biggest one in the lake, yeah.
Yahoo!
Yeah,
Brilliant!
you got to say about that?
Yahoo!
It's a bit of one, yeah.
Yahoo!
Now, you've been very successful on a lot of the lakes in the complex. Tell us about some of the fish that you've caught.
I've been quite fortunate and had some good results as it happens. You know, at the car park and the Pad Lake, I had some decent results out of that.
You had heather, didn't you, at the car park lake?
I did a 38.4.
38.4.
Great strap and all. Really, you know, went to town it did. 35 minutes it took me to get that one in.
35 minutes?
Fortunately enough, I had tail with me at the time because it went through a lot of weed and a lot of weed got tangled on the line and, you know, I was back in the bushes with a rod while tail was ripping the line off of the weed.
weedy lake then, that one?
The car park can be,
Yeah.
sometimes it's really, really bad, you know. Fortunate enough, you know, I was able to land most of mine by rod, but on the one occasion, you know, the one they call the baby orange fish in there, Tel had to go out in the boat on that one, and did a job with that. It was solid in the weed, and at the time he said there would have been no chance of me pulling that out there. It was only the fact that he got on top of the fish, you know, that he managed to pull his head out of the weed.
Oh, yeah.
But that was the first time that fish came out, that we knew it was in there, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, first time it came out, that was a great result in itself, you know.
Yeah.
Jockey.
Nice fish, eh?
Lovely. How big, Jock?
23.9.
Lovely.
What about the Pad Lake? You were very successful on there, I understand.
Well, the Pad Lake, the one, isn't it, for me, first session on there, over the Christmas holiday period, New Year period. I come up there the day after Boxing Day and set up on the main pad swim there, the first swim as you come up the path, and had nothing the first couple of days, but the pike anglers come around and started crashing in dead bait around the lake, and I reckon it spooked them down to the pads where I was fishing at, you know.
Mm.
And the last day of the year, the rod went off, the left-hand rod, and I was in at 23. And, you know, I like to come up there and try on a New Year's Day to try and catch the first day of the year, you know.
Yep.
And when I got that one at 23, I thought, oh, well, last day of the year can't be bad, you know. And following day, New Year's Day, what happened? Had another one, 25, you know. Great, I thought, this is incredible, last day of the year, first day of the year. And packing up on the 2nd of January, and just had my rods left in the water, and the left-hand rod's off again, pulls into the fish, gets it after a good scrap on the bank, 31-13.
31. Lovely.
31-13. 3 fish in 3 days out of there, you know, first session on it, I was really...
And there's only about 5 fish in there. And
5
you've had
fish in
3
there.
of them.
On the first
Fantastic
session, yeah.
result.
Great. Yeah, then I came back up the following year on the Pad Lake, and I had a weekend from Thursday to Sunday on there, and no result on that one, on that trip. Following week I came up on Friday, and Saturday morning down the Calf, a bit of brekkie, and come back, it was raining at the time, so me and Tel dived in a bivvy to have a game of cards, and I was sitting there moaning about the bloody weather, and you know, what am I doing on the Pad Lake, because I had my result out of this lake. I should have been up the split where I've been putting a bit of time in. And as I was moaning away, the left-hand rod, or what I thought was the left-hand rod, went off. Went rushing out there, picked it up, wrong rod. It was on the right rod, on the right-hand rod. Yeah, got into the fish, they'd gone through the corner of the pads, and pulled it back through the pads, give it a big swirl. It kited out towards the middle of the lake, and managed to hold it there, and then it sort of kited right round to the right alongside the bank. It goes up the side there. And it got snagged up in a bit of weed or something, you know, and Tel shot out the bank there to have a look and see what was going on, so we could see anything, and maybe spoke the thing away from the bank a bit, you know. But I couldn't see much, so I put a bit more bend in the rod, and the fish come out straight away, and down along the bank, and round the corner by the reeds, and slipped straight in the net.
Fantastic.
Personal best, that was. £40 10, mate. Yeah.
£40 10. There's not a lot of people caught 40s, mate.
First time out of 40 as well, which is a good result as well.
Yeah.
I was well pleased with that one, yeah. Yeah, so, you know, 3 sessions on there, 4 fish out. I'm not going to go back on there now. You know what I mean?
That's your lot on that one.
Yeah, I've had it on the Pad Lake now, mate. Yeah, I've got to do a bit of time on this one and try and get a result out of here. There she goes.
What you got to say for yourself?
Yo!
What about the North Lake? I know that you haven't done a lot of time up there, but
No.
you did have one big fish out of there, didn't you, last year?
Yeah, I'd been on here again on the split, and I went up there and done a session on a Christmas tree. A few days up there, blanked on that one. I went back up and went on the corral, and I was up there, and I fished to the island on the left off the corral, close up to the island, where there's some branches going in the water there.
Yeah.
And I thought I'd try something a little different. What I'd done is I had a bed of fish meals out there, and I put a protein hook bait on.
Yeah.
And then put maybe 5 or 6 protein baits out there as well.
Yeah.
And was sitting there at 9:30 at night, single bleat. Had a look, thought it was going to be a bream again, expecting the bobbin to drop down. Nothing happened for a minute or two, so I just left it. A couple of minutes later, another single bleat. I'm dived out alongside the rods. Look up the rod and see the rod tip going whack, whack, whack like this. And I thought, hang on. Picks up the rod, pulls into the fish, wallet. Hang on, this ain't no bream. This ain't no bream. And it started kiting to the left of where a willow tree hangs in the water, you know, and I thought, no, we can't have it there. So I pulled it out from there. It come up in front of me, surfaced in front of me, tore off again out to the open water. There's a gravel bar runs along there. I had to stop it before it gets there, you know, I don't want it going over there. So I managed to stop it, no problem. Pulled it back, slipped it into the net. 36-12, mate. Second biggest one in there, mate.
That's the second biggest one in there, is it?
Yeah, yeah. You've got the old basil up there, 40 up there, you know. And, I was well chuffed, cracking fish, mate. They'd taken up bait in about 3/4 an inch that the eye of the hook was inside the mouth. So it had really been feeding confidently, you know. I mean, really got in, yeah.
Now, you spoke about fish meals a moment ago. Can you tell us something about the baits that you use?
Well, most of the fish I caught, I've been on Premier Baits fish-based mix, yeah, with the oils, fish feeding, juice and oil I used, and I've always used and still am using the smoked ham flavour, with liver extract in it. And you know, all the fish out of the car park that I had, that was all in that base mix. And my base mix is very similar to it now, but I'm still using fish feeding juice and oil and the liver extract and the smoked ham flavour, you know.
Right. And what sort of quantity of bait would you put in for, say, a week session down here?
Well, I'm not one for piling a load of bait in, really, Rob.
No?
No, I don't put a lot in. I suppose maybe 1,000 to 2,000 in a week or something like that, you know.
That's still a lot of bait, you know. It's,
well, compared to some other anglers, it's not, is it, really, you know?
No, I know Terry in particular up on the North Lake. He's really baited it up there.
Mental with the bait, isn't he?
Perhaps that's why the fish is as big as what it is up
Yeah,
there.
that's right, yeah. He's got to set his head down on his bait, isn't he?
Yeah. Just to go back quickly there, you said the fish that you caught out the car park lake. Now, we've already mentioned that you've had heather at £38.4. What size were the fish that you caught out of the car park lake?
Well, as I said, I mean, pretty fortunate results-wise on the car park. There was 12 fish in there. There's only 11 now. Unfortunately, the bronze leather one that used to be in there, it is no longer with us. I had 10 fish out of the lake. I only doubled up on one, which is the first one I caught, which was the second one I caught, one we call pearly tail. It's got like little scales, pearly scales around its tail. I had that the second session on the carp on actual fact, I think it was. I had that 20 pound 1 ounce. The first one I had out the car park, and as I say, it was the second one I caught, and I caught it at 21 pound 2 the second time.
Right.
You know, I've had the baby orange out. that was 23. I had the small common.
Yeah.
There's only the 2 commons in there now. I had that small common. I had half a tail. I've had the orange fish.
What sizes are these fish?
Half a tail was 28. The orange fish was 29, 14, I think it was.
That was a bit unlucky.
Two short on the magic 30, yeah.
Perhaps you should have weighed it on Terry scales. It'd have been a 30 then.
Well, don't let anything you say that. And,
Good job he's not here.
yeah, and well, there's the 3 in there that I haven't had out. It's a single scale uglo, the one they call uglo. I don't know why they call it uglo. I think it's a pretty fish, you know. And the big common, you know. The others I've had from there, you know. There's 11 left in there now, and 3 of the 11 I haven't had, you know. Which I intend to do a couple of more sessions on there and hopefully pull into the one, but a bit worried about doubling up on some of the fish, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it seems as though you've done very, very well on
Magic
there. To have
result,
9 out of the 11 out of there,
Magic.
and 3 or 4 out of the 5 in the pad lake. There's not many anglers around that could claim that sort of fame.
Different story on this one, sir. 3rd season on here, and not had a carp take as yet.
But you think there's big fish in here?
Well, there's, you know, stories that I've heard and, you know, sift through the bits of information that you hear. There's a possibility of a decent-sized common in here. I personally haven't seen it myself, you know, I haven't seen any lunkers in here, but I've heard of a 23 and 27 mirror that's come out. A bailiff witnessed a 27 mirror come out. I talked to a chap who said that, you know, there's an upper 20 common in here that he'd fished for a number of years, 2 or 3 years, I think, and in that time he'd only had 2 carp takes and he couldn't handle them. They were just so powerful, he lost them both, you know.
Now, I know that you've spent a lot of time on the Split Lake, but from an outsider's point of view, with the results that you've had, you've obviously been very successful. I can't really understand why you aren't fishing the North Lake. There's fish to 46 pound in there.
Well, the North is on the cards for this winter.
Yeah?
Yeah, October, November. Hopefully by then my mate Tell's going to have landed it, you know, and I can get up there and get in amongst them up there, because there's some real good scrap and good lunkers up there as well, you know, that I'd like to get into, you know.
Terry's fishing on the North Lake. You fancy coming up there for a walk to see how he's getting on?
Yeah, no problem, yeah. Let's reel the old rods in a minute, and then I'll warm up, just finish my tea, and then we'll go up and see Tell, yeah?
Okay then, Jock.
Okay, mate.
God, blimey, Jock.
Okay, Rob, let's go see Tell. Okay, John. How's it going?
All right, Jock.
All right, Terry.
How you going, mate? Not bad. Finish that.
Baiting up again then, Terry?
Oh yeah, you've got to keep the bait going in, mate, get them back on it.
Well, you're still on the old fish meals then? Still?
Yeah, still using them. Well confident
What
in
sort
them.
of flavours are you using with those then?
Coriander at the minute.
Coriander?
Yeah, using a spice.
That's an unusual one.
Yeah, I'll be changing again shortly because I lost the big one on it earlier.
Well, we're here on the North Lake. Have you had any success on this lake?
Yeah, I've had a 20 and a 30, which is the second biggest one in here.
A 30 as well. How big
Yeah.
was that one?
34.12.
34.12. And that's the second biggest one in here?
Yeah, there's only 8 in here.
Only 8 fish. I was just down there with Jock a little while ago and he was telling us when you went out in a boat for a fish. What was all that about then?
What, on the car park?
Yeah.
Oh, Jock was fishing, he had a take, Of course, he's given us a shout. The old fish is weeded up, can't budge it. We thought it was like quite a big fish, so went and got a boat, pumped it up, went out there, and I'm over the top of the fish and I can't move it. I've got hold of the shock leader, 18-pound line. I kept pulling it, loads of little bubbles coming up, kept shouting back, telling him what was going on. All of a sudden, the fish started to come up. So I got the net with me, so I've netted the whole weed bed, got the fish in the boat, the fish we hadn't seen before, brought it back onto the bank. It was 23.9, first time it had ever been banked. We call it a baby orange, the right result for Jock.
You had some good fish out of the Carp Lake yourself, didn't you? Can you tell us something about those?
Yeah, I was a bit unfortunate losing a few fish, but I had 3 good fish out of there. Started off with 34.4, then I had a 23.6, then I went on to catch a big one, 39.
That was Uglo, was it, the 23.6?
Yeah, yeah.
Is there a flash go on that, Bert? Yeah, that's right. Turn him, Manny.
You want
Don't forget to take the lens cap off.
Come on then. Put your lips to it, you ugly git.
I really got to kiss it.
No, you ain't.
And the head of the 39?
I had that at £39 2 weeks after Jock caught her at 38.4.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, the results are here if you want to fish this sort of lake. Didn't you have a big fish out of the Pad Lake as well?
Yeah, well, I pulled off the North Lake after I caught the 34, and the day after I caught that Steve Bound, he caught the 40 at 43.4. So I thought there's no use staying on here now. So I've had the second biggest one. The biggest one's been out.
Yeah, right.
So I decided to go on the pad lake. I put loads of bait in there, and was fishing it. And about 2 or 3 weekends later, I had a 30-pound, 2-ounce almost lever out of there.
Another 30.
Yeah.
Turn the old fish round, absolutely flush on. Lift it 8 feet out the water above your head. Right, that'll go.
Excellent, Tel.
Well done, Tel. Nice one,
Brown
mate.
Devil. Is there a smile? Let's have a Yahoo.
Yahoo!
I understand you were there when Tony Moore had his big fish out the pad lake as well.
We weren't actually on the lake. We was sitting on the split lake with Jock having a cup of tea. We've heard this big yell go up. I said, that sounds like Tony Moore. So we walked round there, and everyone's sitting there with like long faces except Tony. He's lost. He don't know no one on there, see? So I've just run up to him and given him a big hug when I've seen what fish it was and told him that it pissed everyone else off on that lake as well as the North Lake now.
Yeah, right.
He had the big one up here. Was that 4 days previous, I think? So he had a nice week's fishing, didn't he?
Yeah, very good. Well, the results are here if you're fishing waters like this.
Well, the rewards are here if you can handle the fishing.
Yeah.
But if you stick it out there, you know, they're worth having, aren't they, these big fish?
Is that right, you've got the Yahoo record for going in?
No, I think Keith will hold that because he stitched me up in the winter. He went out for Richie on the pad lake, for a big one that Richie had out there on the Lilo.
Ah, is that right?
Yeah.
Well, Keith's fishing over on the car park lake. Why don't we go over and hear his side of the story?
Yeah, all right, I just wind them in.
No wonder you didn't catch anything. State of that rig.
I'm using one of your baits.
for it then, Jock?
Yeah, let's go. Go see the nose job. Okay then, let's go.
Lead the way.
You okay for your birds? How's it going,
All right,
Geezer?
there you go.
All right.
Right there, lad.
Hello, Rob.
See you ladies. All right, nice to see you again.
There you go.
You okay? Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, yeah. How's the fishing going?
A bit slow at the moment, Rob.
Yeah, it's normal, isn't it, on this lake?
Yeah, it does get a bit slow.
I was over there with Terry a little while ago on the North Lake, and he was telling us about one of Richie's 40s that he caught in the winter. Apparently you had to go in for it. Can you tell us a few things about that?
Yeah, Richie come up to me swim about 3:10, said that he had hooked a fish in the ped lake, and it had kited to the right, and his line had got caught round the trees, and it was snagged up. So he wanted some assistance. He said, if anyone's got a boat. I said, well, the only thing I've got is a lilo. So went down to his swim and got the lilo, and went in for it, but it was so cold. I tried to get the line off the branches, but my hands were quite cold and I couldn't snap the branch. And then I paddled back to the lilo, took the rod off Richie, swam back with the rod in one hand, untangled the line from the branches, swam around to the other swim, and at this point Richie took over.
them scouts. I normally do all this myself, by the way, but as you can see, when you've got friends around, you don't.
Yeah, you stand around and take it in.
Let's just have a feel of the weight here.
Right, shall I film everybody's head looking at the weight, or shall I?
He's over the 40.
Yeah, 41. 41.
41.9.
Yeah.
He's Oh, congratulations.
Well done, Rich.
So you really saved the day for him anyway with that one. Of course, Richie went on to even greater heights a few days later into that session, where he moved on to the car park lake and caught Heather the Leather, just over 40 pound. What a fantastic fish that is. I've personally seen that fish on the bank when Don Orris caught it, and it really is a superb looking fish. Luckily with this one, of course, Jock's batteries weren't flat, and some of the footage that Jock's got of that fish is absolutely fantastic.
Go, Rich, geezer. Sorry about not getting the fish on the bank for you. I thought I had a couple of other tanks done. A couple of other batteries that were fully charged, but unfortunately not, mate. Tried my best, but once again, geezer, I'm really sorry. Never mind. Here comes Heather. Your other 40.
Here she is, 40 pounds 8.
Lovely.
Where do you want it, Rich?
Now she's probably going to have a little bit of a row, yeah?
Yeah. I ain't got a camera to get ready.
Totally different to the last time we did it, eh? Don't you? Take the phone.
Can someone help me pick these leeches off? A little turd there for somebody?
My boat, Rich.
Put them on the bag and take them tonight. On the bag.
I won't.
Will you try one round the other way?
Yeah.
Okay, who's that?
Yeah, go on.
Let me know when you're ready.
Do one on here. Straight down nearly. It's difficult with the camera.
Right.
Oh, lovely one, Rich.
One more.
Lovely,
Right,
Rich. Lovely, Rich. That is it. Oh, lovely.
How down me, Rich?
Okay, geezers.
Lovely.
geezer. Go.
No.
Get right out of the way. Someone come and grab that bit of the
Hang on, Rich, just...
Can I go?
Yeah, when you're ready.
Go on, babes. Go on, girl.
Oh, look at George. Nice one. Yeah, love it.
Way, Richie!
That'll do for me, Joe. That'll do for me, mate.
Mental geezer. Well done.
Well, we're back on the car park lake now, so let's talk about this lake. I know it's a lake that you've concentrated on over the last few years. Can you tell us some of the fish that you've caught out of this lake?
I've had 4 fish out of here. Single scale I've caught twice at weights of 34, 13 and 35. Also the small common at 16.11. The orange fish at £30 8.
Okay. Yahoo.
Yahoo!
Keep it up.
Yeah. What, chip on his tail?
Well, so that's the one.
I hope so. It looks like it is. Yeah.
That's why the border was riding outside the mouth all the time. Turn it a bit, Keith. That's it, mate.
It's alright, it didn't land on a lens, it's alright. This is why you didn't blow your nose, isn't it?
Nasty. The old fish wouldn't have moved no more.
16 of the green nose.
Where are you going to put it back in, Keith? Kev's place?
My personal best was half a tail at 35.10.
35.10, that's a fantastic fish. Well, you've had some really nice fish out of here, Keith.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, there you have it, the first Yateley Ya-Hoo crew video. Pity Martin couldn't be here today, but I think you've learnt quite a lot from these lads. Jock, Terry and Keith, who have caught some fantastic fish out of this fishery. This video, as I told you, was not shot by professionals, it was shot by amateurs. But I think even you must agree that this sort of footage is the sort of footage that will go down in history as fantastic fish from fantastic venue. Thank you. Right then, lads. I think that's a pint of beer you owe me.
Yep, nice one,
Well done,
Well done,
mate.
Rob.
Well
Cheers,
done.
mate.